Oh, what do we have in here? What do we got? Really noisy is what we got. We got Scarf's inability to tear this open. There we go. Oh, it's too bright in here. Shoot, there you go. New Kirby. He'll be released later. Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for the vlog, brought to you by the Light of God. Oh, also by that Kirby, and also by Right Every Day. How about that? It's a good shirt. It's a good shirt. Alright, so we got a lot of news here. As far as protests and all that stuff goes, what can I add? Nothing. I can't add anything to it. That's a lot going on there. So, you got plenty you can see. Stuff's happening every single day. You can easily become informed on all that stuff. Nothing I can add to that. The only thing I can add is there's going to be like a day left on this bundle after this vlog comes out. So if you see this anytime later, well, you ain't going to get it. The itch.io bundle for Black Lives Matters, they hit their 5 million goal. So when it started, there was about like 60 games. Donate $5, it would go to Black Lives Matter, like these different groups in that. That's where donation would go. And then it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It was like 750. I'm like, 750 games? Like, Jesus. All right, well, now I feel bad. I only put in like $10. Oh, jeez. He was like, well, can I just donate again? Yeah, you can, so 100. But, and then it got bigger. So there's a truck in the background. Bigger. They're at like, almost like 1,400 games. 1,400. You can't even fathom that number. 1,400. And it's at a value of $5,700. That's what they put it at. That's a bunch of games. So it's like a lot of little itty-bitty games and then really big games. Like Night in the Woods is in there. Oxenfree's in there. Celeste is in there, people. Celeste is in there. A bunch of games have done one-shots on. Lena's Inception's in there. A really good game. I love that game. There's some really good stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. I cannot believe what's in there. So it's well beyond worth whatever you put into it. Like, well beyond. You're going to get a lot of really good games. A lot of stuff that you ain't going to ever play. Or no interest in whatsoever. You might play it, whatever. A lot of stuff in there. I have a library of 2,000 games on Steam. You can't put these on Steam. But now my library of games in total that I have now is about maybe 3,000. Because there's going to be overlap. Maybe 3,500 altogether. If I did Steam integration on all that stuff. That's a lot of games. A lot of games. Speaking of games, got a lot of indies been checking out. I got the key for some games called Mara in Summer, Summer in Mara, which looks really cute. I know I've been hearing some buzz about it, so I'm going to check that out eventually. A lot of Scarf plays coming out. There's going to be some new one-shots eventually. I found another game I want to do a one-shot on. I'm liking it a bunch. I can't stop playing Monster Train, though. I put 100 hours into Monster Train. I put a pause on the podcast because obviously with Black Lives happening, no one's going to want to talk right now. But we'll still try to get guests in the, and then we'll talk to them eventually, and then the podcast happen again. Now, the big news is the Kirby podcast. Nintendo has hit us. Actual Nintendo has hit us. My only guess is the fake Nintendo, which they were fake, they weren't actually Nintendo, reported us to the real Nintendo when we fought back. That's the only guess I've got. So we have our first strike on the channel, which completely killed all my energy. Whatsoever. All my energy went away when that happened. Like, you gotta be kidding me. Nintendo of America hit us. So all of the Kirby podcast has been removed from the main channel minus the game stuff because they shouldn't hit us on the game stuff. But all the anime stuff, which is the majority of the podcast, is gone. After I make this vlog, I'm going to make a Kirby's Dreamcast channel itself. An actual channel for Kirby's Dreamcast, dedicated to Kirby's Dreamcast. All the footage of me playing the Kirby games from the other channels are going there. That's what's going to happen. It's all going to go there. We're going to have to redo the Kirby podcast where it's just stills. I think we're debating whether or not it's just going to be just the title and you just hear me talking about it, or we're going to be stills and that's it. I'm not sure. I'd rather stills, at least still get a visual representation of what I'm talking about, but it is a podcast, so it's more supposed to be heard than seen anyway. So it's a question of how much actual workload we want to put on that. That's what I'm thinking about. Well, as the gaming ones are going to be a lot of work as always because, well, you need visual representation of these games, for sure. I can't describe these games. You need visual representation, and gaming isn't getting hit, so we can definitely do that stuff. Nintendo is doing another rework of their partnership program, and I've heard some really big names getting cut from Nintendo's program, which makes no sense to me. These are people who have been amazing ambassadors for Nintendo, and they cut them, and what the hell's Nintendo doing? It's a real frustration being a fan of Nintendo, because they're the ones who do it the worst when it comes to online stuff. They're always the worst. I don't understand how they're so innovative when it comes to gaming, but they're so bad when it comes to everything else. It's very frustrating. So we'll see. If the channel ever dies, it's because of Nintendo. Nintendo's the one who's going to kill the channel. No one else is going to kill the channel. That's it. Straight up. And if that ever happens, well, we just keep making videos anyway, and we just start over. It'd be really frustrating, because we're at 2 million views. Eventually, we're going to hit 3 million views. I know that for sure. We have so many videos. We've made... I'm sure we might have broken 10,000 videos by now. I don't know. No, that's a big number, actually. Now, let's say we've done a video every day. We've been doing this for like 7 years. 365, 10,000. That's ridiculous. We're at maybe 4,000, maybe. We do too many videos. We do a video every single day. 365 times 7. Not going to do the math off the top of my head right now, because that's not going to work out. So, calculator. Hello, my friend. 365 times 7. Guaranteed at least 2,555 videos. Sometimes we do more than that. Sometimes we do 2 videos. Sometimes even 3 videos at a time. So because of that, times 0.5, times 1.5 is what I meant. But go back on that. So 365 times 7 times 1.5. Oh, about 3,832 videos. That makes more sense to me. Almost 4,000 videos. That makes sense to me that we almost have 4,000 videos. As an estimate. Because we've been doing daily videos for, I already said it, 7 years, sometimes double, sometimes triple. We had like a year where we did like 3 videos a day almost, and then 2 videos a day for multiple years. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're at over 4,000, for sure. We do a lot. It would suck to lose all of that. That's 10,000 subs, that's all this stuff. It'd be a real pain in the ass trying to come back. It'd be a real pain in the ass trying to claw back for sure. I don't know what we would do. I'm really not sure about that. Because it could be steady she goes, or we just do some crazy stuff. I don't know. Eventually, we're still trying to do the Gundam Wing-a-Bridge, Winged. Someday that's going to happen. Things happen that slow that down. Eventually, it will happen, though. That is a long-term goal that's going to happen. The Gundam Winged is going to happen. Epiphanies happen. So I've had an epiphany, and that is... Sometimes it really is just grinding it out, but sometimes it's just going through the motions. Like, well, okay, every day is grinding it out, but sometimes it's just going through the motions. And that is something I can do better on. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I could definitely do better. These vlogs could be better planned out, where I actually bullet point everything I want to talk about. But the truth of the matter is, that doesn't make it as therapeutic for me personally. And at the end of the day, the vlogs are for me more than anyone else. And so because of that, whatever I want to get out, whatever I want to talk about, is what it should be. There's plenty of bullet points that could be talked about. We could talk about the PlayStation thing, PlayStation 5, that was pretty fun to watch for the most part. It was boring at points, I admit. But there were some things I'm like, oh, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that, I'm interested in these things. Resident Evil 8, yeah, of course I'm interested in that one. The Devil Inside really was very curious about that one for dang sure. A bunch of other games, there's like Plasmata, forget what it's called, the one with the robot and the robot girl. That one was kind of curious. People are really interested in Stray. Ratchet and Clank has never been my thing, but people are going ham. There is so much pornography of that girl already. Holy, it's only been 24 hours. There's so much already. People draw fast. That's just what happens. Horizon Zero Dawn 2, really curious about that one. I should really play 1 already. I think they ported it at some point, didn't they? So I should play that already. When do I have time for the other one? Hitman 3 comes out January 2021. There's our LP for January 2021. Don't care what's happening, that's the LP. Because it's Hitman. We know Hitman's my jam. There was some... Oh, obviously Demon Souls. Demon Souls Remake? Are you kidding me? I've never played it. I'm going to be interested in that. I am hoping they do, like, Dark Souls 3's engine on that, or something, or make it even better. If it's just a prettier version of Demon Souls, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. There were some other ones. There were just some other games. Can't think of that at the top of my head. The console itself, some people liked it, other people, it's honestly pop collar Chad, the console. That's what it is. I can't unsee that. The moments are like, wow, this console's a Chad. That's what it is. It's a Chad. Yeah, so I could talk about that, and I just did right now, so we're good. We're good. I can't believe still no price on that. Just give the price. You don't have any competition this year. Like, Xbox ain't whipping anything out this year as far as I know, and if they are, oops, I didn't know. I'm not really paying attention. Honestly, Xbox of all of them, I'm not paying attention. So I have, of course, the Switch. I've got a PC, so Xbox is covered. It's just PlayStation I don't got. And for the most part, I'm fine not having PlayStation because, well, I have all these other games. This is the truth of the matter is something that is just like I just don't subscribe to that other people do. And then it's like, you didn't play that game? What the hell? It's like, no, I don't give a crap. I don't care if you didn't play this game because there's a dozen other games you could have played at any given point in the age we live in. There's just too many good games to play. Play whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care. It'd be great if you played a game I played, so then we can talk about it. But I don't care. Sure, you're going to miss out on this great game, but you probably played this other great game. So it doesn't matter. It's alright. You're good. You're good. You're great. You're gravy. You're groovy. I am interested in Deathloop and Returnal. Oh my god, was it Returnal? Is that what it's called? I think it was called Returnal, which is an amazing name. Deathloop has a Dishonored Bioshock vibe to it. I'm really curious about that one. If Deathloop is PlayStation only, it'll hurt a little bit for sure. But I don't think it is, because that's definitely... That feels like that's a game that's going to be on PC. There's no way it can't be. It just doesn't look like it would. Returnal, maybe. It'd be PlayStation only. I'm not sure about that one either. There's also the one from the Super Brothers, which I like their first game. Be interested to see what that's going to be. Don't really care about Sackboy all that much. Oh, Bug Snacks from Octodad? Come on. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm definitely curious about it. I don't know how good it'll be, but it's at least a curious novelty. It gives me this feeling of like that Pinata game, but not really that game at the same time. It just gives me a feel of it. Viva Pinata, I think that's what it was called. Gives me a vibe of that, but not exactly at the same time. Resident Evil 8 already said. When I saw Resident Evil 8, I'm like, are they doing a remake of 4? Because this reminds me of 4, because, you know, the farmers and all that stuff. But no. New game. Because, well, what's next in Resident Evil remakes? It's going to be Code Veronica and 4. They might even just ignore Veronica. Who knows? It'd be something if they did. I'm like, wow, they just ignored it. Chris Redfield being inconsistent is amazing. They just can't be consistent. Like, he's just... They can't be consistent with what Chris Redfield is. It's funny. It's very funny. So, yeah, with the vlogs, they're just going to be always a mess, I feel. For me, therapeutically, it's better that they're a mess, because it's whatever I'm thinking about, whatever I want to talk about. If I just bullet point what happened this week, it just becomes more of a news thing. And I'm not a news channel, so... Right? Like, if we were vlogging every day, you could bullet point. And it would get a bit soulless. It really would get a bit soulless, because I don't have an opinion over everything. Like, sometimes you just don't have an opinion on things like, huh, alright, and then you just move on. Like, there are things you're just not going to have an opinion on. If you think you can have an opinion on everything, I think you're just... I don't know. I think you're just... Well, it's not just, okay, everyone has an opinion on everything. That's true. But a useful opinion, that's the real word there. Are you really going to always have a useful opinion? Something worthwhile, something worth talking about? No, you're not. Not always. That's not always going to happen. I have tweets on Twitter, I'm like, okay, I'll make a reply. I'm like, actually, this doesn't add anything to the conversation, I'll just delete it. Sometimes we're like, yeah, or I agree. And I keep those because if the tweets don't have any reaction, like, I'll do that so at least they have some reaction. It was like one where there's a bunch of reactions, I'm like, I don't add anything to it. Like, there's a threshold where if it's a smaller person and they're getting, like, no acknowledgement, I'll acknowledge so they know they're not alone. But it was like some big thing. I was like, am I adding anything to this? No, I'm not really adding anything. So I'll just delete the tweet. I'll just scrap it. So vlogs, this is what they are. They're always going to be like this pretty much for the most part. And y'all have been here for that because that's what these vlogs have been for years. There were a couple months where I did do bullet points. I mean, that's what I'm remembering. I did do bullet points for a while. And people are like, yeah, there's better format. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not getting much out of this, honestly. So stop doing it. A realization is the energy needs to be there, and there's been times with videos where the energy's not there necessarily. I'm just doing it, and you can see that. Let's see, what's an example of that? Well, there's also times when the games just don't give anything that you can give energy to, because you're just in it. There's a point when you're just in a game where you're just moving it along so you can get to the end of the game. That's what happens. And that'll happen with XCOM, Chimera Squad. I highly enjoyed that game. Every minute was very fun, but there's a point where you're just trying to get through it to finish it. There is that point, and I can't be all that entertaining at it. That's just unfortunate. That's just what it is. Same thing goes for the Edgeworth LP. I think we're near the end of it. That one as well. Now for that one, but to make that one better is being more consistent about the voices and being more conscious about that and getting more into the character. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. Sometimes I was just working to work, and that's not the way to do it. That's not the way to make a great LP. And so that's something I'm keeping in mind is, am I trying to make a great LP or not? There's something I was thinking about. Now, I told this to Jinx. I grew up with The Simpsons, and when it comes to those first couple seasons, the golden age, as people put it, I think about those because those episodes are amazing. They have so many sight gags, so many layer upon layer jokes going on in there. And it's even more amazing when you learn about the writers and what they were doing. These were comedy writers. They were joke writers. And they did two things in there. One was they wrote and rewrote and rewrote and rewrote and rewrote and rewrote. They just kept finding places to fit things and make jokes. And that's one of the things that made those seasons amazing is they just kept working at it. When it comes to the podcast and some of my bigger ideas, I can work on it and then work on it again and work on it again. Like with the Kirby podcast, there's like, with that one, I write all that stuff out, all the information out, and then I find everything I can find, and I write even more information out, and then I go over it a couple times trying to see if there's any more information I can find. I look in any obscure place I can find to get all the information I can. So I know I am doing pretty much good due diligence when it comes to the Kirby podcast, because obviously that's what it is. The second thing is, also with the podcast, basically podcast, I've started to make bullet points for things I could jump to. Not required, but I could jump to them. And I feel like that will make the podcast stronger because I'm like, I have places I can go to so I don't freeze up like I have in the past. That's an important thing. Like, basically just write out questions I want to ask or topics I want to go over, which I think makes it better, actually putting some prep in. Prep is good sometimes. I mean, prep is good. Prep is good, for sure. It's just whether or not you want to just, here's my initial reaction or would prep be good. The other thing the writers did was they were writing for each other. They were writing to make each other laugh. That was their goal. So think about how hard that's got to be. It's a joke writer trying to make another joke writer laugh. That was their goal. So that is the thing I should keep in mind with what I'm doing. That is, when I'm making the Kirby podcast, I'm trying to give all the information I can to fans of Kirby. They might know some of this stuff already, and still I'm going to tell them all that stuff, but there's got to be some, like, I'm trying to tell them everything they could possibly know. And they're like, oh, so it'll be like, oh, wow, they knew all those different things. Or it's like, oh, I didn't know that kind of thing. That's the goal of that podcast. And to an extent, introducing people who don't know about Kirby to Kirby as well. Those are the different goals for the Kirby podcast, is for people who are fans, things you didn't know, and for people who have never seen Kirby, for some reason you're deep into this podcast for whatever reasons, here's some information to get you more interested. Kirby. Basic podcast, more prep time. The LPs. Also the one-shots. The one-shot is another thing from the first lesson from the Simpsons writers. That is, I can take more time making those better. Studying up more, doing a run, and if it's not great, do another run. Sometimes I'll just do it where I'm like, oh, it was half good, half great, and I'll let that go. I can take the time to do another shot at it. And I should. These are the one-shots. These are me recommending a game. If it didn't feel perfect, well, not even perfect, if it didn't feel great, do it again. There's no reason not to. Especially because the one-shots don't have a deadline anymore like they used to. I can forge a better product. I can forge a better thing. Because what's the goal of the one-shots? The one-shots is to make you want to buy the game. I'm showing you why I think it's worth buying. And I can definitely do that better sometimes. And sometimes they're good. They're solid. They're great. With the LPs, the idea is I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun too. I want you to have fun watching me do whatever. That is the goal. And sometimes the energy's not there. And if the energy's not there, I shouldn't be recording. Even if there's a deadline, I'll just crunch the next day, find the energy then. Just need to have the energy for it. If I don't have the energy, do something else. Find the energy for something else. Simple as that. That's what it should be. If I want to make this a better thing, that's what it should be. We are leagues above where we were before, for sure. My baseline is a lot higher than it used to be, for sure. But with energy, that baseline's just even higher. So why am I not just doing that, right? That's what I should do. And so that is what I've been thinking about. Keep in mind, it's like, I should be doing that. I got no excuse not to do that. Why, what? At the moment, there's a quarantine. Where am I going? At the moment, Scarf's single. What am I doing? I got little hobbies here and there, but I can still do them and do this. This is something I've been doing for a long time. Been getting better at and forging ahead, just forging stronger material in. That's the better way to put it. And I can make it way better already if I just put more time and energy into it. And I can. So I will. I should and I will. It won't be reflected until we get to the Control LP though. Any one-shots after this point, it'll reflect. Podcasts after this point, it'll reflect. And then it won't reflect in the LPs until we get to Control. Control's next LP after Chimera Squad. That LP is where we'll see what energy I bring to it. Oh, also the StarCraft 2 stuff. Anything from Wings of Liberty 2 and on has been after me having this epiphany. That's really what it should be. I'm having fun. I'm making sure you have fun. That should be the goal. It shouldn't just be like, I have an audience. No. I should be playing like I'm trying to impress a friend. You know how hard that is? How nerve-wracking that is? That's what I should be trying to do, right? That's what I should be trying to do. Because what I say, welcome friends, I already say that, don't I? I do. So that's what I should be trying to do. Background, though, I can't do anything better about that right now. Probably move in a year or so. Like, I'm buying a house in 1 or 2 years. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta pay off my student loans right now. Buying a house in 1 or 2 years. I really want to just build some really cool Kirby setup in the background or something, and that's what it always is. And have like a green screen I just slide in and out from behind me. I'll have like 2 rooms. I'll have my bedroom, and then I'll have the stream room, or the YouTube room, the room where I do things. There you go. That's the better way to put it. Because it's going to be my domain for the most part until a family happens. Like, I'm still hoping I get a family after all. And when that happens, my free time is going to be very different. And we'll see what happens there. Maybe less videos, maybe I just plan in a different way. We'll see what happens when that happens. But we're still far from that Scarf single. But that's the vlog. I had fun talking. Hope you have fun watching and or listening. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. And again, he's not in there. There you go. New Kirby! Into the light! Oh! That looks so cool, honestly.